Hey, it's Rick. Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I make stickers. There's lots of videos out there for this, but I thought I'd show you the way that I do it. Start with your sticker design. I've got this Tracula design that I made. I'll put a link to that video in the corner. Create a blank page in the image editor of your choice. I'm using Photoshop here. But make it the size your printer can handle. Most often that's going to be 8.5 by 11. Copy your design over to the new document, then scale and duplicate it to whatever you like. Keep in mind most printers have margins. That is, they can't print right to the edge. I set this page up with guides to show me where the margins are so I don't go past them. The next step is to print it out on plain paper, not sticker paper. This is going to be the setup and test cut. Once printed, I stick it down to my PicScan mat. Note the way you stick this to the PicScan sheet. You'll have to place your sticker sheets in exactly the same location every single time, or the cuts won't line up with the design. Now take a picture of this whole thing with your phone, as flat and square as you can. You'll have to transfer the image from your phone to your computer somehow. Email is a good option. Don't worry if the color of the image is off. It doesn't matter for this purpose, we're just test printing. Once I'm in Silhouette Studio, I click on the PicScan button on the right side and import the picture I just took. The software will tell you there's no calibration profile, if this is the first time you're doing it. Essentially, you have to print this sheet of dots, photograph them with the same camera, import that image, and the software can figure out from the pattern how your camera lens distorts images, and use that info to give you accurate cut lines to match the actual artwork. The good news is that you'll only have to create the calibration profile once for whatever camera you're using. Click on the Show Calibration Test card, and then print it to your printer. Once the sheet is printed out, you'll have to photograph it. I put it under this sheet of glass to keep it absolutely flat in case any warps in the paper screw up the calibration. Clicking the little plus icon will allow you to import that calibration image you just took. You can see it recognizes the Samsung Galaxy as the phone. You then need to click Import PicScan Image again to load that original PicScan sticker image. Sometimes I get this error that says the calibration image is not compatible for this PicScan image, but I just click Calibrate anyway, and it works fine for me. I don't always get that error though, so I'm not sure what causes it. And after a brief wait, you get this. The photo you took, but with clean registration marks around the outside. Again, the color doesn't matter because this is only for testing purposes. Now we can check out the cut line. It seems pretty accurate. That concludes the test. Now we can move on to actually making stickers. The laminate I use is made in Canada by a company called Vivid. This stuff comes on rolls of various lengths. I found the most convenient thing to do is to cut it to 8.5 by 11 sheets with my guillotine. I've placed tape on my countertop to indicate where the guillotine sits and where I need to cut to. This will give me consistent sizes with the least amount of waste. If the vinyl curls on you, use something to weigh it down. I get about 20 sheets out of each roll. Rolls cost me about $17 each Canadian. So let's round up to about $1 a sheet for the laminate. I think that's about $2 total for 4 stickers, so 50 cents a piece to make. I think the best way to store them is in a plastic bag, just to keep the dust and dirt off them until you use them. I've only used this brand so far and was pretty pleased, but I'm out of this and have some other generic stuff to try out. This pack I bought is actually A4 size, not quite compatible with 8.5 by 11, so read the description when buying this stuff. This is the brand I'll be trying today. This isn't a sticker paper review video, so I'm not going to dive into the qualities of this stuff. Cost for this stuff varies, but it's about $1 a sheet. Some people use a plastic scraper or squeegee to laminate, but I find that scratches the laminate. I prefer a rubber roller. These ink rollers are used in printmaking, like doing woodcut or lino cut. They can be found at art stores or online. Now that we've got the test print piece out of the way, we can start with this piece I've printed on vinyl sticker paper. I'll start by blowing off any dust with a can of compressed air. This takes a little bit of practice to make it go smoothly. Peel the vinyl laminate from its backing paper at the corner. Use your finger to peel it back a bit. Then cut off a couple inches of the backing paper, being careful not to cut the stickers underneath. By peeling the end of the laminate back and cutting it, I can stick it to both the table and the printout, holding it in position, making it easier to peel. I print all my stickers from Photoshop to my laser printer. I've had loads of printers over the decades, and maintenance headaches for inkjets, particularly with pigmented inks, are more than I want to deal with. Laser, while the print quality is not quite as good, is trouble-free, and at the size of the stickers I make, I think it looks great. In a smooth motion, peel with one hand while rolling it down with the other. This provides very little opportunity for dust to get in between the sheets and screw up your stickers. Once done, trim the laminate approximately to size. This doesn't have to be perfect. You can then apply the laminate sheet to the PicScan mat and feed it into your cutter. The settings I use in Silhouette Studio are Blade 5, Force 26, Passes 3, Speed 3. This seems to give me clean cuts. It takes about 3 minutes to cut out 4 stickers. The cutter is clearly the bottleneck. You can print and laminate the stickers quicker than you can cut them, so if you wanted to ramp up production, you might consider getting more cutters. And the last thing to do is to peel your stickers. If you find they're not cutting all the way through, you'll need to adjust the cut settings in your software. Different brands and thicknesses of sticker paper and vinyl laminate will require different settings. Anyways, that's it for now. I hope you found this useful. You can find my stickers for sale at my shop, link in the description. Click those like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.